For those of you who are sticking around, welcome to the St. Peter's View. I'm Christine Lee, along with my co-host, Deacon Denise Lavetti, and our pastoral fellow, Alicia Efferson. Hey, guys.
Hi.
Hey. That was lovely.
Hello, everyone.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Overwhelming. Yes.
We weren't quite sure how it was going to go.
That was
Like
awesome, right?
trying to do like
Oh, man.
lessons and carols on live. It was beautiful.
It
Yeah.
was. It was. Leisha, the dance video was amazing. I mean, everyone was amazing. The readings and all the music. And
You
I
see
love
all the
Marcus
talent
again.
in the
But the dance video,
Yeah.
I got to watch it again. You know, it was just too much. Yeah.
We have such a wealth of talent in this community. It is such a joy to kind of just gather it together and put it out there. These videos have absolutely been a treat. They really have been.
Yeah.
And 'cause you never know what each person is going to do. You know, we're not in a room together. I gather people, I send them a song, they send me a video clip. Christine over here puts it all together with the secret sauce, and we have these offerings. They're always a surprise, always.
Yeah.
Leisha, can I ask you a question? Because I'm just curious. When you put that together, does each dancer dance the whole song and then you pick out what you want, or do you give them a piece to dance to?
No, I've been thinking about how to do this. You know, we've never done this before, but typically for now, the past couple of times we've done it, all I've done is said, this is the music, send me a 30-second, 45-second clip.
Okay.
They pick wherever they're moving to it. And Christine just
like
puts it together.
Words.
You know, in a studio setting, we'd be planning this together. There'd be details. There'd be like, this is your part and this is your part. But I think that's part of the magic of it, right? Like, we just don't know what each person is going to interpret the music like.
Yes.
It's really a unique offering. Yeah.
And what's interesting, like one thing I know about, like for example, Thomas, is that he actually doesn't listen to the music. Like he will just, like I think maybe he gets a sense. I don't know. Thomas can type in the live chat if he's still there. But he told me that like last time when he did the one for Pentecost, he said he just like dances and then submits it, which I think is amazing. And
this time some of the people sent their recordings with the music.
Yeah, right.
They don't.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I recorded mine, I didn't. One part. Yeah, I didn't have music with it. I'm like kind of in my head, kind of thinking it, but not, not playing it while I'm recording. It's really, and Christopher in the Snow, did you see? I loved it.
Yeah, so artful.
Yeah, wonderful.
Somebody made a comment. I don't remember who it was, about snow and ice.
Oh, yeah, I think that was
right. Then we added another element with Ela. She's back, and so we had a figure skater in there.
Yeah, that was great. I also really loved this happened in Pentecost too. But like, did you see Lou, which is Christopher's dog, like running across the field when he first came on? I don't know if you saw that. Last time it was, and I'm totally blanking on the Chang's dog's name. Chanel, maybe, but like when Tyler was dancing, you could see their dog like sort of wanting to get in there too. And Thomas is saying, he said, this time I improvised to a part of the song that resonated with me, but whenever I record outside, I just hold the song aesthetic in my head to get a sense of the stuff. Yeah,
it's
beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah. I know, everyone did so beautifully.
Collective.
Yeah, well, we, without further ado, we want to welcome our surprise guest today, which is, drum roll, Tim Wu! Woo! Tim, are you there? There you are. Hey. And Tim, who do you have with you?
All right. Hi there. This is Essie.
Hey,
Essie.
Hi, Essie.
Hi, Essie.
My younger daughter. Oh,
it's good to see you. Hey, Tim.
Hi.
It's great to have. I'm curious, like for people who may not know you, wondering
Uh-huh.
if you could just say a quick introduction of yourself.
Well, I'm a member of the parishioner, I guess I'd say, and I teach at Columbia University. Live in
Hmm.
Chelsea,
Yeah.
and that's me.
And
What, what else?
you've got SC. Are there any other people living in the house with you?
There are. There's my wife, Kate, who is currently in yoga class in some other room,
Yeah.
and then there's Sierra, who's currently in Sunday school
Yeah.
with the Roman Catholic Church,
Yeah.
learning about Advent.
Cool. Well, one quick thing before we jump into our 10 rapid.
Essie's playing hooky a little bit.
Yeah. Just,
Her
but
first name is Margaret. Her first name is Margaret.
oh, okay. It was beautiful. Well, Essie, we're glad you're here with us. So we want to say in this case, it's okay to play hooky.
That's right.
Um, well, I was gonna say, Tim, before we jump into our questions, I saw, so Tim is also a contributing writer to like the New York Times and the New Yorker, a number of other places. And Tim had a great opinion article this past week about the election. So that was really cool to see.
Thank you. Thank you for noticing that.
Yeah.
So, you want me to say a word about
Yeah.
it?
Say a quick
Yeah,
word
sure.
about the article.
So that piece, I've been very interested in the danger of the country essentially converting to dictatorship or losing the democratic process, sort of losing its power to unelected president. I think that happens to a lot of republics over history.
Mhm.
Roman Republic, the Russian Republic recently, the Chinese Republic. Through history, German Republic, they tend to lapse into dictatorship, usually when they lose the power of an election to defeat someone. So I was curious. I wanted to sort of figure out what really stopped the current president from essentially using, essentially making himself a president for life,
Mhm.
which is what I think he pretty clearly wanted to do. And um, the thing I thought was interesting is that even though we learn in civics classes that, sort of separation of powers protects us, the independence of Congress and the courts and so on, I think it came down in the end a lot less to the big structural setups and more to the individual men and women, often in the civil service, who wouldn't violate their own ethical or professional duties.
Mhm.
Um, three examples being the prosecutors who, despite all these urgings and hints and so forth, would not indict Biden. He wanted some kind of indictment or investigation of Biden to kind of bring him down in the election. The military, which we kind of assume the military is neutral, but they were invited essentially by the president to take power if they wanted over the summer, and they kind of took a step or two in that direction, and then they backed off, which I thought was significant. And finally, the election officials, even these Republicans in places like Georgia, came under enormous pressure to sort of find fraud somewhere, do something, and under a lot of pressure, probably damaging their own careers, they held out.
Mhm.
Some of this, I didn't put it in the paper, but some of this, to my mind, has always reflected a kind of important Christian teaching, which was the idea that internal moral compulsion is very powerful.
Mhm.
More powerful than sort of external things matter, structure matters, but nothing is more powerful than someone who feels compelled that they need to do the right thing.
Mhm.
I've always taken that as one of Jesus's messages, a powerful one. This
Mhm.
passage in Luke, I remember, where he talks about how someone could be a very observant person, observe every ritual, still be very kind of wicked inside.
Yeah.
And I think that there's a lot of, I think the faith in the human spirit is something I believe in a lot. And frankly, it's in some ways our only choice. Sorry about that long.
No.
I'm making up for the lack of
Um,
sermon today with my own little content there, but yeah. So
Yeah. No, it's
well, the link for the article is in the chat. So if anyone's
Oh,
interested,
thanks, Alicia. Yeah.
yeah, thanks for putting that in there. Yeah, no,
sleep here.
thank you for that. Yeah, see now those of you who are listening, you don't even have to read the article because you got the Cliff Notes version from the writer himself right here. Yeah. No, but I thought that was a really powerful point. I thought that you made
What's
about
surprising is how it resonated. That
yeah,
article had more
totally.
readership.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
it reached millions. Not all. Occasionally, the New York Times is a good platform. but that one hit hard, and for some reason, you would think an article about constitutional norms, it's not exactly a listicle about like how to keep your marriage strong or something. It's kind of an obscure topic, but it really was very well received. A lot of people were interested in it. So I guess it's the moment, or people we aren't as dumb as we say we are.
Yeah. We'll definitely check it out, along with Tim's other articles on the Times, and he writes for some other publications as well. But always like really appreciate his perspective on what's happening in our world. So, all right, are you ready, Tim?
I'm ready for the 10 questions. I'm a little nervous, but
don't be nervous. Okay, so the first question is there a fond Christmas tradition, either that your family celebrated when you were young, or if you can't think of anything, like a one that you celebrate with your family now?
Yeah, we go all in for Christmas. As a child, I love I guess I love the stockings. I don't know why, something about waking up and there they are on the end of the bed, sort of symbol of abundance.
Yeah.
And our girls love them too. So for some reason that one has always, I love everything about it. Also, we have a lot of rituals. This is a funny one. For a long time, our cat we'd take a walk, and our cat would go with us. Somehow, this is my mother. Somehow, when the cat died, my mother had a hat made out of her hair, and we would wear that around on the walk. I know, it was a little bizarre.
What?
Something you don't hear every day.
What? Wait a minute. I'm stuck on the cat hat.
We wear the cat hat. I don't know where it is right now, actually.
It was literally the cat in the hat.
Literally. Okay. You have to show that to us sometime.
It was fur that we pulled off over the years. It wasn't this like skin. But, yeah, it was wool.
Okay.
It was a woolen cap.
Wait, so I'm curious. Like, does your family still have this
Somewhere.
hat?
I don't have. My mother has it, I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now you have to get a picture. You have to get a picture of it.
Yeah.
I have never heard of
Almost.
It's not a common Christmas tradition. I don't.
No, but maybe you've started something.
My mother said
You heard it first here.
our cat was named Oscar, and she said, one day Oscar's going to die. It's going to bother your brother. Let's start combing out his hair, and when he dies, we'll make a hat. So we did.
That's amazing. I love that. I love it.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Let's move forward from the cat hat. I'm gonna laugh over that one for a while. What's on your nightstand?
Oh, what's on it?
Yeah, what's on it?
Oh, I see.
That's the question. We didn't see something we shouldn't have
right
seen.
now. Wow. There are children's books.
Oh, children's book? Okay. Awesome.
And one we're reading right now is Mallory Towers, which is a British children's book, and our children are obsessed with it.
Oh, Mallory Towers?
Yes, our children are absolutely obsessed with it. It's about boarding school, all girls boarding school in the 19, who knows, 40s or 20s or something. It's but they love it. They're just obsessed.
Is it a picture book?
No.
No.
Here.
It's like show and tell. It's great.
This is what's actually on the.
Okay.
Mallory
Awesome.
Towers.
Well, I just put it in the chat for parents who might be interested.
Yeah, I don't know. I should have said this is a deeply beloved book by our children.
Ah,
Very nice.
love it.
No works of deep philosophy on our.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move along, Tim. If you could eat at only one restaurant in New York City, after the pandemic, for the rest of your life, only one restaurant, what would it be?
Over and over and over again. You don't want to go to one of these places like, fancy ones because you get sick after. I would probably go to our local Chinese restaurant. Sichuan, Grand Sichuan on 9th Avenue and 24th. I think that, I could eat there every day. I don't think I could eat fancy places every day.
Yeah. Oh, so it's good. The Grand Szechuan.
If you order right, you have to order. You have to go in there and ask them for the right stuff.
What to order?
What's
us.
that?
What do you order?
Um, you can, it's subtle. You have to kind of read the menu and figure out what are the real Chinese dishes.
Mhm.
And they have a lot. They have like they have an Anjiao chicken that's very good. They have, but the ones that sound like Chinese American, they're bad.
Don't get
They're
those.
bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I love Sichuan. Okay, so this next question is, so I'll explain it. I'll explain what it is. But it says, "What is your anti-pet peeve?" And an anti-pet peeve is like if like a pet peeve is sort of like a small thing that brings you like just really makes you upset and annoyed. The anti-pet peeve would be a tiny thing in life that brings you an exponential amount of joy.
Yes, that's a very good question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very good question. And I'm trying not to. I think it's hard not to lapse into cliche, but I'm trying to think like a little thing someone does, or
Yeah.
um,
So like while you're thinking, I'll give you an example if this helps. So like for me,
okay.
the anti-pet peeve is like when I'm on the subway or like I'm getting on the subway and I'm like wanting to catch a train and like but the doors are like just about to close and I make it right through the door like just as it closes behind me and I just feel so happy when that happens.
Funny. I was thinking about doors too. I was thinking that that moment when I was associating with other people's behavior.
Yeah.
And I was thinking when people hold doors, for example, when you're have struggling with children or something like that, I would say my anti-pet peeve in New York particularly is how kind people are usually when you have children with you.
Mm.
And and they realize you're sort of burdened with in some ways. People are very generous. Like COVID is a little more distance, but I have found at least that people are. And maybe my girls are cute or something, but but no, I find that like if someone will hold a door or something like that, something that would otherwise be impossible, or really, that's my anti-pet peeve.
That's
I gotta
good.
think about that one though. I may come back to it by the end of the
Yeah,
time.
that's a good one.
Oh, you got a little.
Hey.
Hey, who can resist that? Who wouldn't want to open the door for you?
Well, this might be a good question to segue in
Yeah.
after she's jumped in the bed like that. If you had a spirit animal, what would it be and why?
If he says the cat, I'm really.
I kind of think elephant. I think I admire the kind of almost invulnerability of the elephant. The fact it sort of strides around as it likes. I once I went to Africa for one of those safaris, and a lot of the animals are very anxious out there. You think animals, nature is relaxed, but actually, like the average gazelle is stressed because it's not enough to get it.
Yeah.
And there's something about the elephants, they kind of are blessed with enormous size, and so I like the way the determinacy with which they walk.
Mm.
That's good.
I probably have a pretty heavy walk myself.
Yeah.
Okay, Tim, what is your motto?
My motto: drink from the source.
That's deep.
Yes. Return to the origins of things and understand why they were that way. I have a strong affection for that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. We got to get that on like a t-shirt or something. That's
Drink from the source. I came from I was sick one time in Northern California. We stopped by someplace that had like springs and something, and I was like, I feel very nauseous driving. The fellow said, drink from the source. I took it and I felt better. So but yeah, somehow that stuck with me. Drink from the source.
Oh, that's really good. All right, so then the next question is, what would your friends from high school who knew you back then, how would they have described you?
That's a good question. Then or now? Then, right?
Then, yeah.
Probably erratic, ambitious, erratic, ambitious, and this is more my own, determined to do it all.
Mm,
That's what I'd say.
yeah. Were you like involved in like a lot of different clubs and
Yeah, I think I'm still like this. I kind of like to plumb everything. It's a little drink from the source. Plumb every possibility to its depths,
yeah.
sometimes to extremes that create the discomfort among my friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, some version of that. Um, yeah, I don't think I've changed that much since high school in that way.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, many of my I returned to many of my high school hobbies in the last 5 years, for example.
Oh,
Started
like
hockey again, started sailing again. Oh
uh,
my, oh, oh.
it's totally fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep it so real here.
Yeah. It doesn't get any realer.
Sorry, Kat, I'm having some. You want me to move, Kate? Okay, sorry. Can I take a
Yeah.
stop? I'll come right back.
Yeah, yeah, no, totally, totally. Well, so actually, while he's off, I should maybe also say that Tim is the author of actually several books. One of them is called The Attention Merchants, and it's basically all about sort of like how technology has kind of taken our attention. And he gave a workshop on that recently, right?
When was that? It was
Yeah.
recently.
Yes.
Feels like
Yeah.
a long time ago. There's our Christmas tree.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh!
Very nice.
Wow, it's beautiful.
It's huge.
In fact, I'm gonna get our advent thing up too.
This is the show and tell version, right?
No, for real.
The view, show and tell
I
version.
love seeing people's houses. Oh,
Is that it? Okay,
Oh.
We are with the program here.
nicely done.
Yeah, we are with the
Doesn't
program.
bring out the cat hat.
Yeah. That's
All right. Yeah, you can see our house here. Okay.
Okay, who's up? I think you, Alicia.
All right, Leisha, I think you're next.
It's me. I'm going to ask another question. So tell us, Tim, one thing about yourself that people might not know or would find surprising.
Yes, that's a good question.
Yeah, so much has
you
been
know,
revealed
for,
already.
you don't know me that well, but I am a New York kind of urban living academic type of person, but I have a strange affection for a lot of like more rural and red state kind of hobbies. Like I like to fish. I like to drive a large four-wheel drive vehicle, which cannot be defended on environmental grounds at all. I don't drive it in the city. And, just in the country. I have a taste for like that sort of stuff.
Mm.
I don't think, even though I think that we have a lot of talk about red state, but I don't think that the red state should get all the good hobbies. How's that? So I
Yeah.
have a strange taste for that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, good. So Tim, what is a snapshot of an ordinary moment that brings you joy?
My favorite thing to do in New York is have a day with nothing in it, and to get on the subway or lightly drive and get on my surfboard and sit out in the waves. And there are moments out there, sitting out there, where I feel a sense of very real internal calm and peace. That look, you're in the ocean. Sometimes there's dolphins floating around, stuff like that. Now, ideally, I would be able to find that anywhere, but it doesn't always work that way for me. But yeah, I'd say that would be the ideal in my day to day here. But
Awesome.
I try to do that like once a week, or if it depends on the season.
Yeah, that's great. All right, this is the final question.
Sure.
What are you deeply grateful for right now?
I am grateful. This is consistent with my article. I think there's more inherent goodness in people than we give them credit for. And we do look. There's a lot of people who are misbehaving and do misbehave, and all of us, don't fail to do the right thing at times. but things could be a lot worse. Maybe that's not a very upbeat way of putting it. I mean, I said this that was sort of the theme of that piece in the Times, is that, there were a lot of people when push came to shove. A lot of people who are being misled and stuff, but there are people who do their duties, take things seriously. And I think our society really does depend on that inherent base goodness. Even with, sometimes people say, the parents are so terrible. I think the average parent really does want the best and tries their best. And, if not, it would be even a lot worse for us. And, and what we hear about, the people who are the exceptions. So some faith in the inherent human goodness, even though we often fail to be what we could.
Yeah. Well, thank you. That's a good final word. Thank you.
I
Yeah.
thought the questions are going to be more theological. I was a little nervous.
Tim, can you?
You're at the pulpit there.
I know we should have been like, all right, Tim, explain the Trinity to us.
I thought about that.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear some other time. I'd love to hear his take on that, because I enjoyed this, Tim, because you're so multifaceted. I mean, drink from the source, Christmas cat hat. I mean, you're all over the place. I love it.
Yeah. Well, I was when I was talking to Jimmy yesterday, and I was mentioning how you were going to be our guest on The View, and he was like, "Oh, when you introduced him, you should mention that he was endorsed by the New York Times to be the Lieutenant General of New York State a number of years ago." And then I said to Jimmy, I was like, well, for me, I was Tim's distinction is that he was the very first person I ever baptized at St. Peter's.
Right.
And
Right.
yeah, I was like, why? I was like, he should put that in his byline.
It would be a mistake to go without expressing my gratitude for that. And finding a home at St. Peter's, I've always, I always love the physical church and the efforts they made. But, you really, this current crew has really breathed new life into old bones in a way that I find so moving and extraordinary. And I'm grateful to this crew right here for what you're doing and bringing God and the message to us Chelsea residents. So, very much appreciated.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. We appreciate you. And thanks for being our guest.
Sure.
Your daughter
Thank you.
had lots of comments in the chat. It was about you, but it was really in the chat. It was about her. So, she was really adorable. That's what we got.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
All right.
All right.
Right.
We'll see you
Thanks,
guys. All right.
Yeah.
We'll see all of you.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks.
We'll see you. Bye.